Like deep down inside, you don't like to talk about it all the time because you feel like the topic is too heavy or too like it's like nobody wants to think about that because it's too heavy. Like nobody wants to deal with that. Live free. So it is the night before a photo shoot that we're doing with our photographer John, and I'm up because I have to put these curls in my hair. But I think it's just awesome because like God just allows us to have opportunities to, one, be able to network with people in our field. And I just really believe that it all is aligning out with what God has planned for my life, for our life. And this is to encourage you to hold on and to continue to trust. To continue to trust. Because God will allow miraculous things to happen, opportunities to happen, and you don't know exactly what He's setting up, but you know He's setting something up for you. So just hold on. Hold on, be strong. Your change is coming, it's here, it's coming. But yeah, that's what I do. Usually I'm doing something dealing with my hair. Something dealing with my hair. Makeup sometimes, not so much. But yeah, this is just the night before. I'm just trying to just touch up some of my curls. I don't want them as tight as they were when like day one tight. When they're really close to the head, and I always have these locks that are extremely heavy, and so they always are the ones that fall first. But I'm gonna deal with them right now. But yeah, kind of keeping it loose, kind of not as tight as I have them, and I'm not doing a retwist either. It's just a simple recurl. And when I do these, it's not even really to be a tutorial. It's not even to be a tutorial. It's really to be like girl talk, Like girl talk. Like, what I think would be awesome is if we can do like something like going live, but it's like a group chat. We're going live, but it's like a going live group chat party. Girl time, going live group chat party. And for the times that sometimes you have friends that aren't near you, they aren't where you are, but you want to so like connect with them and have like girls night. Being married, some of your friends you may not be friends with anymore, and that's always a tough conversation to have with married people, with unmarried people. Like, oh, what's the friendship now? Like, what's your friendships like now that you're married? I think that each marriage is different, right? And you have to do what is best for you in your marriage. Like, me and my husband, we just respect each other. And we're like, nah, we don't want to bring any influences, of our past to try and creep in any way. Because we know the enemy just wants to use like a pinhole. It's just one pinhole that he wants to use. So we try to steer clear, Of course, we can't avoid everything. Of course, you're going to go through your stuff. You're going to. That's just, that's just who we are. And God still has to be God. We have to have broken and contrite spirits, really. Because if we get too haughty or too much of pride of life, we're not really humbling ourselves. And that's what I always pray for, And Lord, I pray for it now, and I pray for it upon these people that are watching this right now, that, like, you will always have that humility, you know, when you are climbing the level of success or getting to whatever your definition is, whatever your measure of success is, you know, getting to it, finally achieving it. I pray that we all just remain humble, you know, that we all can still allow God to be God. Allow God to be God. And, yeah, just allowing him to be God, you know, not trying to take, not trying to forget about him or minimize him or take his role away or be his role, you know, but really just allowing God to be God. And that comes through building relationship. It's like you have to mentally, like, put it on your forefront that you want to build a relationship with God. You know, just like, and we always use this example, like, just like if it was a new dude, you know what I'm saying, or if you're a male, it was a female, you know, it was a female that you're interested in, and now y'all kicking it. You're gonna want to get to know that person. You're gonna want to spend time with them to get to know them and see but what that is, that's love. And the thing about it is, like, that's love, and God says, I'm love. God is love. And so really that's like the Spirit of God being on the inside of you, attracting you to that person, you know, because both of you are desiring love. Now sometimes, you know, it can be mixed with other things, but that's a whole nother topic. like you feel that love of one another, and God just wants you to build that relationship that same way, how you would want those good morning texts, or want to receive those good morning texts, or give those good morning texts, or, you know, like, he wants that same thing. He wants that from you. And sometimes I think we make it harder in our minds than it really is. And, like, if we really just understand that everything that he's telling us to do is really to protect us, I think that it wouldn't, like, it wouldn't be such a heavy burden in our minds to surrender to God, to build a relationship with God. Like, the thing about it is, God is everywhere at all times. Like if you want to talk to anybody, like, yo, he's the best one to talk to. Like, like, I've been through a lot with my testimony, you know what I'm saying? But loyalty is always a major thing. You always want, like, I was that ride or die, you know? But you always want that. You want people like that on your team. You do. You want people like that on your team. And God is your ride or die. You may not see it, you may not understand it, but I'm telling you, he is your ride or die. And he did. Like, he came in the form of Jesus, in a human form, to walk amongst us, to be tempted the same way we are, to go through what we go through, just to save us. Just to save us. Jesus, to save us. And sometimes I feel like it's that overthinking again. It's that mental battle, because I feel like sometimes, I don't even feel like sometimes, that's so simple to me, you know? It's a simple thing to me. Like, we're all on a burning boat. You know what I'm saying? In a burning ship, or just a burning world. And you have to get out. You have to find your escape. And you know, inside your heart, like, deep down inside, you don't like to talk about it all the time, because you feel like the topic is too heavy, or too, like, it's like, nobody wants to think about that because it's too heavy. Like, nobody wants to deal with that. Live free. We scream live free, but we don't really understand what live free means. Man, but I'm really just speaking right now, making my observations, things that the Spirit has revealed to me, the Spirit of the Lord has revealed to me, while I'm doing my hair. So yeah, That's it. Sky with the Eyes getting off her, her soapbox, her pulpit. Oh my goodness. There's so many things that I notice in our generation that needs to be like just like it needs to be talked about. Like somebody needs to acknowledge it. Can we can we have a real conversation about it though? Like say if y'all was all in my room right now, where I'm at right now, and we all keeping it real. Like, can we have those conversations now? Because I feel like it's time. I feel like it is time. I feel like our generation needs it now. And we all say that. Like, every one of us say it all the time. But sometimes we don't look at our own selves and seeing how we are a part of that generation. And sometimes that we do have areas we're slipping in. We do. Sometimes we do have areas we're slipping in. Yeah. And it's like we all do. It's like there is something wrong with it, but like there's nothing wrong with it because we have grace. We have grace. Like, and I say there's nothing wrong with it because I don't want to bring a spirit of condemnation upon anybody, of pointing fingers and saying, oh, this, and this. And he was doing whatever he was doing regardless before we had this conversation. Just telling you exactly what it is. Most of the time, most people know that when we talk about Christianity, and it's like I don't even want to be a part of, like I don't really want to be a part of that word, you know, because it has become so like watered down. Like I'm a Christ follower. But like I was saying, like, I consider myself a Christ follower, a disciple of Jesus Christ. A disciple of Jesus Christ. And I have to be the voice in the wilderness. I have to be the voice in the wilderness. And people are going to probably want to shut me up. I'm just getting my mic. God is the one that's in control. So I have to speak what I have to speak. In Jesus' name. That is all I guess I wanted to share. As you can see, I'm still doing my hair, but I'm gonna end it right here. I'll always have some freestyle. Y'all will see I'm a poet. Been a poet for a long time. You know, there's so many gifts, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this in this video, but this just needs to be spoken. It just needs to be said. When you have many gifts, it is very difficult to hone in on one of them, and when you are good at a lot of different things, it is very hard to hone in on just one. Because you feel like, but man, I know I can excel over here doing this as well. You know? But you have to find that one that would truly encompass everything that you were designed to do. Everything. And let that be your main one. And master that one. And not so much so that people begin to know your name. I believe and I know that that day is coming soon. I will not have to introduce myself. My work will just speak for me. My craft, my talent. It will just speak for me, and people will just know. People will know. And then for the glory of God. Because what if I'm the only Christ you may see? What if you're the only Christ someone may see? It's always a deep question, you know. It is. It's always a deep question. But it gets down to the core. It gets down to the core. Oh, I guess I'm done now, for real. That's a nice chat. The girl almost finished with just freshening up her curls. Photo shoot tomorrow. The Lord is willing. Thank Him for the opportunity. Just put this one in so I can eat. Okay, well, it was a pleasure. This time was pretty cool. Definitely just continue to check out my YouTube page and subscribe. Hit that little red button. And I thank you. And come back to see me for more. Alright, peace and love. Have a good night.